Right. Right now we're going to look at a couple of verses that show why the Father is the only true God. In John chapter 17, verse 3, it says, "And this is life eternal, that they might," and this is Jesus praying to the Father, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent." So Jesus addresses the Father and says that the Father is the only true God. This quote from Jesus himself. And Jesus said God is one. In Mark chapter 12, verses 29 through 31. "And Jesus answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like this, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these." Therefore, Jesus begins his declaration of the greatest commandment with the statement that God is one. Matthew's version of this adds an important detail. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. And the law and the prophets is kind of reference to the scriptures, the Old Testament scriptures. So, the most important commandment begins with the declaration that God is one. Not that God is three persons in one being or anything like that. It's the declaration that God is one Lord. That is the most important commandment, and on the first two most important commandments, according to Jesus, hangs all of the law and prophets, all of the scriptures. So if you start saying that the Father is not the only true God, that Jesus is the true God and Holy Spirit is the true God, separate persons creating one God, it violates what Jesus said in John chapter 17, verse 3, plainly stating that the Father is the only true God, and then Jesus' declaration about the greatest commandment, the beginning of that commandment, the most important part of that commandment is the Lord our God is one Lord. That is the way he began it. So that is the foundation of the two greatest commandments, and in those commandments hangs all of the scriptures.